First, I welcome you all to our first session today on the chemical engineering track. Before moving forward, let me introduce to you all to our speaker, Dr. Liddy Allen Verghese, Professor and HOD at NIT. Dr. Liddy Allen Verghese took his BTech from Government Engineering College, Trichy in Chemical Engineering. He took his MTech in Polymer Technology in Cochin University of Science and Technology, and he did his PhD in the Polymer Technology Novel Adhesive System based on neoprene phenolics in Cochin University of Science and Technology. Now, I, on behalf of Malabar subsection, cordially welcome you to this session. So, please.
Okay, thank you for the nice introduction. A warm good afternoon to one and all. Let me first thank IEEE Malabar subsection for inviting me for this webinar on roadmap to success in engineering studies. So for the coming few minutes, I will be speaking on chemical engineering discipline and its scope. Okay, so before going into the introduction of chemical engineering or before telling you what is chemical engineering, I would like to clear some misconceptions about chemical engineering. So the common misconceptions in chemical engineering is that it involves a lot of chemistry and always you have to work with chemicals, and majority of chemical engineers are male, and also chemical engineers like to stay in their silos. Actually, it is not true. Chemical engineers has to work with need not be always work with chemicals. They have a lot of other choices which I will be addressing in the later session. And also it is not chemistry alone. You have to have a fundamental knowledge of mathematics, physics, biology, economics, and so subjects along with chemistry. And also there are a lot of doubt from girl students, like whether there are opportunities for girl students. I can now say that earlier it was there, male preference were there, but now I can say that for every 1:4 like that, girl students are also entering into these professions. And also you can see that chemical engineers cannot work alone. When they produce something, they have to discuss with their chemist to see whether reactions are correct, and whether if it involves some constructions, they have to discuss with civil engineers, and if some machinery parts are involved, they have to discuss with a mechanical engineer. And so we can say that chemical engineers they are not working alone, they also have to work in a group to make the things possible. So what is chemical engineering? Chemical engineering, it is an application of physics, biology, mathematics, chemistry to the process of converting raw materials or chemicals into more sustainable forms. So that word economics and sustainable is very important in this matter, because nowadays you have to produce something in the most economic way, and the things which are produced should be sustainable. Like you can see from this picture, like this air, natural gas, coal, minerals, etc. are raw materials. Applying the principles of chemical engineering with the fundamental principles of chemistry, mathematics, economics, physics, and biology, we are converting that into useful products for mankind. So this shows a traditional explanation for chemical engineering, like from test tube to truck load. Like ideas that are developing in the labs can be converted into a real world application with the help of a chemical engineer. Like if you want a cleaner rivers, chemical engineers can work with a zero effluents. Like also if you want a cleaner air, so chemical engineers discovered scrubbers that remove chemicals from factory outputs. So I can say that a chemical engineer conceptualizes and design processes for producing, transforming, and transporting materials so that it is beneficial for the humankind. This typically shows a chemical engineering plant where you can see the raw materials are fed, and they will undergo some reactions to form the main products. But it is not simply reaction alone. When the raw materials are received in the factory, it has to be pre-treated So n number of chemical engineering operations are there, washing, sorting, etc. And after pre-treatment, it will undergo some reactions with the help of catalyst or without catalyst. And it can be an endothermic reaction or it can be an exothermic reaction to give products. So the products, once produced, it has to be further purified. So it can be purified using unit operations like distillation, so and so. So that purification, you will get the main products as well as the byproducts. So all these are based on chemical engineering principles, and that is mass input is equal to mass output, energy input is equal to energy input. So what engineers do? Generally, engineers will try to give the best solution to a problem. Problems that engineers, normally the problems that receive the engineers, they will have more than one solution. So a chemical engineer's responsibility is to find the best solution to a problem. So engineers use techniques of quantitative engineering analysis to design and synthesize products, services, and process. So these engineers, they have to produce this product at on time and on the competitive price, and it should be reliable within the financial means of their company and based on this ethics and philosophy. So what chemical engineers do? They work with unit operations for the purposes of chemical synthesis and separation, like chemical reactions, mass, heat, and momentum transfer operations. Then they will apply physical laws of conservation of mass, energy, and momentum. Also, they will apply the principles of thermodynamics, reaction kinetics, and transport phenomena. And they will solve problems. That means they will design and operate processes. More than just process engineering, they will apply the chemical knowledge to create materials and products that are useful to our modern society. So they are also involved in a wide range of activities such as design, development and operation of process plants, and research and development of new products that are useful for mankind, and also the management of technical operations, safety they have to ensure, and also sales and service. So chemical engineering, it touches everything. Sometimes chemical engineers are also called as universal engineers because their scientific and technical mastery is so extensive that they are working. You can find chemical engineers working in different fields like manufacturing, space applications, pharmaceuticals, design and construction, petroleum petrochemicals, and manufacture of specialty chemicals, then electronics industries, metal and mineral processing, biotechnology, polymers, pulp and paper, and so and so. So these are the positive contribution of a chemical engineer for the development of society. You can see that fertilizers, vitamins will contribute to nutrition, then pharmaceuticals, medicines for healthcare, then detergents in clothing and in housing like colorants and coatings, surface coatings, plastics, in automobile industry, fuels, and in electronic industry, the development of chips, etc. So you can see the logo of some multinational companies where chemical engineers work. So these are the different chemical engineering job titles. In an industry, these are the different chemical engineering job titles. You can work as a CEO, design engineer, development engineer, environment engineer, maintenance engineer, manufacturing engineer, process control, production engineer, quality control, sales and marketing engineer, technical service engineer. So the nature of the job, what you are doing will based on the title or based on the nature of the job for which you are appointed. So apart from that, there are alternative career paths for chemical engineers like teaching in academia, then technical consultant, you can work as consultants, then project management, market analyst, research analyst, investment analyst, where a pretty knowledge of statistical understanding is required, then patent law and intellectual property. Also, you can work as scientist. So this shows in employment sectors, the fraction of engineers, how fraction of chemical engineers in different sectors, employment sectors, like most of them will be working in oil and gas exploration, then as consultant, chemical and allied products, water purification, food industry, industrial gases, in universities, then waste management, power generation, so and so. And the types of work they will be doing in these different areas will be most of them will be doing design, then operations, manufacture or production, project management, then regulatory compliance, marketing and sales, finance, business, IT and software, so and so. So these are the different types of work or percentages of how chemical engineers work in different fields. And as I mentioned earlier, you can see it is a very highly paid job, chemical engineers. You can see the median salary for an age group less than 26, it is approximately 72,000 per dollar. And also you can notice that under that age group from 20 up to 30 years of age, you can see nowadays the trend is changing and the ladies are equally given paid like their gen stuff. Like boys and girls, there is no discrimination between boys and girls in payment. And you can see the median salary, especially in the age group 26 to 30, you can see girls are earning 91,000 while boys are earning 85,000. That is, it is almost at par. So also the median salary is at par with the or any other engineering field. So to do all these jobs, a chemical engineer should have a complete and quantitative understanding of both engineering and scientific principles underlying these technological processes. So with this view, all chemical engineering curriculum is framed in such a way that you will be learning mathematics, physical and life sciences, material science, material and energy balance, thermodynamics, then transport phenomena, reaction kinetics, PDC, process dynamics and control, health, safety and environment, design, economics, management paper, ethics and communication paper. Along with lab, you will be having labs and a project. Apart from this, besides these courses, they were all core courses. Beside this, n number of elective courses are available in almost all departments where you will be studying in detail any of these specialized areas, so that further after your BTech you can concentrate or you can specialize in these areas for a particular, like energy technology, petroleum refining operation, biochemical, polymer technology, ceramic technology, so and so. So I'm happy to say that chemical engineer is either currently or has previously occupied a CEO position for these multinational companies like 3M, DuPont, GE, Union Carbide, Dow Chemical, BASF, Gulf Oil, etc. Then these are the list of few chemical engineering companies in India like BPCL, IOCL, Reliance Industries Limited, SR Oil Limited, GlaxoSmith, then Pidilite Industries. In Kerala, we have FACT, MRPL, then Dr. Reddy's, Philips Carbon Black, MRF, and so and so. And if you look at the student placement in NITC also, we can see these are the few companies that visited our campus during the past years, and our students are placed in these industries as engineers. Apart from going for industrial job, you can go for higher studies. Like you have the option of going for MTech or MTech in any prestigious institutes in India, or MS in abroad universities, or you can pursue your MBA, or if you're interested to do your research, you can directly go for integrated PhD, or you can go for PhD after your MTech. And I have said earlier that chemical engineers can change the world. You can see some well-known chemical engineers, Nathaniel White, who discovered the PET bottle, where we will carry this Pepsi and all carbonated drinks. Then Yoshio Nishi, who invented lithium-ion battery. Tomio Wada, who discovered the first liquid crystal pocket calculator. Then Andrew Grove, the processor, he's known as the processor engineer, and he's working still, he's at the age of 98, he's still there in Intel, and he is the person behind the development of processor. And Victor Mills, you all may be knowing that Pringle, the crisp form was developed by Victor Mills. He devised a method for producing the potato chips in very nice and crispy form. And he is also credited with the invention of the first disposable nappy. And also Louis Perry, who discovered the alkaline battery. So happy to say that these are all chemical engineers. And coming to the Indian scenario, you can see Dr. Raghunath Mashelkar, who is a recipient of the Padma Vibhushan, and he is the former Director General of CSIR. And also we know Sri Mukesh Ambani, who is the chairman and MD of Reliance Industries Limited, Sri Nidin, who is the Dean of Harvard University Business Management, then a very familiar person, Sri Harsha Bogle, who is Indian cricket commentator. These are all chemical engineers, Indian chemical engineers. So what is the role of chemical engineer, or what is chemical engineers in action? So our responsibility is to produce clean energy, that alternate energy, like fueling the world's economy, creating clean energy, that is nuclear power energy, nuclear power plants, alternate energy sources like wind, solar, water, etc. Then NIMH batteries for vehicles, etc. In all these cases, chemical engineers are actively involved. Then for the clean environment, like water purification, then to address the water requirement of the world, like water desalination, then biomedical field, to develop prosthetic devices and replacement valves, arteries, veins, drug delivery, etc. I'm so happy to say that a chemical engineer was involved in the development of the first artificial kidney for dialysis. And materials, they are working in material science field, like developed so many synthetic rubbers, Kevlar fibers, then liquid crystal displays, and in food industry like processed food, canned food. We are getting instant coffee powder, milk powder, so and so. And also in semiconductor manufacturing, where germanium based silicon chips are being developed. And also in this pandemic period, chemical engineers also played a role in developing nano-coated filter media for health workers, accelerating and scaling up the production of healthcare products and food supplies to all, and modeling and computation and biosystems related to COVID-19 response. And also how to treat these exhaust gases so that it is safe. So I can say that chemical engineer is a problem solver. So with all this, there are challenges, lot of challenges, but applying your technical knowledge and good communication and teamwork skills, and apply the up-to-date practices available along with your hard work, you can find solution for any problems you are facing, technical problems you face in the industry. As a summary, let me say that chemical engineering graduate acquires a wide variety of skills and during their graduation studies, and chemical engineering offers many exciting choices, like you can work in field engineers, or you can occupy a management position, or you can work as a technical engineer. And also, chemical engineering is not a restrictive choice. That means if you are not interested to work in a chemical plant, you have n number of other opportunities. Many made successful careers in finance, consulting, scientific journal writing, etc. And you can change, you can contribute your part to change the world so as to create a better world, that you can improve the quality of people's lives, to save the environment by developing alternate technologies for the existing current technologies. And moreover, chemical engineers are employable, and chemical engineering is interesting and rewarding. So I can say that you have a long way to go. But remember, those 4 years, whichever branch you are taking, those 4 years you are spending in your engineering college will be the best years of your life. So you will be having a lot of learning opportunities. You will be meeting diverse people with extraordinary mindsets, and you will be working in groups, or working as a team, or working as individual. And last but not the least, it is the slow transition from a boy or a girl to a man and a woman. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, we have some few questions from our audience side. So, Mr. Sriram, can you please moderate the questions? Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Hello, am I audible?
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sorry. And precise session regarding chemical engineering. Thank you, ma'am. And we have already got a couple of questions from the audience.
Okay.
Anne has asked, what is the difference between chemical engineering and biochemical engineering?
Actually, chemical engineering, now it is they are moving parallelly. Like biochemical engineering, you will be learning more bio side, like biotechnology aspects will be coming. Chemical engineering, biochemical engineering, you will be studying proteins, amino acids, like that. In chemical engineering, we are offering, there will be a paper, elective paper. So biochemical engineers, it is a chemical engineering means it's a broad thing, but biochemical means you will be working in proteins, food technology, like that you can go. Somewhat it is a narrow field, but it is a biochemical engineer. It is as moving parallel to the chemical engineering. They are working hand in hand. You will be learning more biology,
ma'am.
like
Another question.
proteins, RNA, like that. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Another question is, generally, what is the scope of having a job of a chemical engineer in India?
I can say that in Kerala, as the industries are limited, it is limited. Okay, that you have opportunities in ISRO and some government sectors like Environment Pollution Control Board, like that. But if you move out of Kerala, you have ample opportunities as a chemical engineer. That is, you will be appointed as a graduate trainee initially. Companies will be hiring, and we are observing that from NIT itself, we are having around above 80%. That is about 70 to 80% students are employed each year. So it is not that small. Only thing, you should be excel in your studies and you should have good academic records, because there are competitions. And since the number of opportunities or seats are low, there is tight competition.
Okay, ma'am. And the question is environmental engineering part of chemical engineering?
Yeah, it is part of environmental engineering is a part of civil as well as chemical engineering. You will be learning you'll be learning as an elective course. So you can, after chemical engineering, you can specialize. If you're interested in chemical engineering and if you're interested in environmental engineering, you can specialize later in your MTech in environmental engineering, so that you will be learning all the designs of all these flow collectors, all the effluent treatment plants, like that, all in detail you will be learning in environmental engineering.
Okay, ma'am. And the question is from Nikhil, what's the scope of a chemical engineer in defense? Do we have an opportunity?
Of course, DRDO is hiring chemical engineers.
Okay. And we have another question from Seba. Apart from NIT Calicut, generally what is the status of having good campus placement for chemical engineers? If not, how to approach?
My understanding is that government engineering colleges are also having equal campus placement opportunities, because earlier many of the CEOs or many of the managers, top directors are all they are all the alumni of these government engineering colleges. Okay, so they will have a tendency to go to their alma mater for recruiting. So I don't think so. I don't feel that other government engineering colleges are facing problem. As I said, you all should be excellent in their field.
Okay, ma'am. That's all with the questions.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. Back to Devi.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing your important work and sharing your thoughts and opinion with us today. And thank you for all the wonderful knowledge and insight shared with our youth on this session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you.